Hello everyone, it's Gwethorn from Gwethorn's Games, and I have decided to run a free-to-play champion. So I'm going to create the character from start. Actually, I've decided to make it a high elf champion. It's available in free-to-play. You don't have to worry about the new River Hobbit or the Stout Axe or the Brawler. So just a high elf champion. And going to call it free champion. Now you can't change the tutorial because it costs more to get it to do that. So I'll use the Shadows of Angmar tutorial, and I'll just go straight into it. Okay, so I have a free-to-play champion. It's a free-to-play account. There's nothing, I haven't actually been into this account before, except I did set up the Rune Keeper in a previous video. So I thought I would do the free champion. Now I'm going to spend my time playing this. We've got to get through the introduction, which will take...
In the year 3434 of the Second Age, a great alliance of elves and men assembled in defiance of the Dark Lord's will to conquer all the lands of Middle-earth.
Increase the font size,
the blessed of Valinor, who suffered the greatest wraths of Sauron and Morgoth the enemy, now seek to ensure that his evil is forever banished from the world. My dearest friend,
now I am running this.
The mastery is ours in this battle.
I'm running this on 4K, and you can see just how small absolutely everything is on 4K. So the very first thing I need to do is go into options and change the font size. So UI settings, I'll go down to where are we? Right down the bottom probably. Let's just make everything bigger, right up to the top. That's probably too big, but it will do. Okay, that's the UI. All on max, all on max, all on max. So that should be a lot easier to actually look at. Now there's things like the font size for the chat region, but other than that, I think I've got a new title. Free champion of Gondolin. I'll make that active for want of anything better. And this is the high elf conversation. So, okay, control backslash allows me to move some things around because I do want to have that moved around. It's not going to let me make that any smaller, which of course is the way. In which case it'll do being right there, but maybe I really should make that just that little bit smaller. I'll leave it at this point. The quest will come down all the way down, but I don't really intend having any quests on there at all, except the very basics. So increasing the UI, the user interface, is probably very important for 4K. I've got a couple more options that I'm going to turn on. Combat options. I can do target forwarding. Yep. And allow movement assistance in combat. That's actually quite a good one, and that will actually do at the moment. Let's go and talk to the others. So the combat movement will mean that if I target an enemy, it'll close on it if it's a melee attack, and maneuver it so that it can actually do the attack. So it just makes things so much easier for a character. Now these are all fine as they are. Normal attacks. So this is, it's temporarily pushed me up to level 110 for the introductory area. I just needed to X that, and gives you the 9 Nazgul. Now you can see that that's actually in a bad spot, so I can move that around. Opponent vitals. It is quite large, but that's okay. Might drop it a few slots, but we have a conversation going. Now while this conversation is going, I'll make it so that it's actually more readable. So, chat. Okay, and we want everything to be bigger. So, make it, yeah, knock everything up to 23, 23, 23, 23. For this, yep, max it out, max it out, max it out. Needs to be maxed out. And at some point the actual text will start increasing in size because I've increased it all. World chat, I've increased that as well. There we go. Now it looks bigger. Doesn't matter all of those, but I will increase the font size for absolutely everything just so that it's easy to see. As I said, I'm running this in 4K. If you're running it, and we'll accept that, so that's now quite nice. Compared to what it was, it's actually readable. Okay. And strangely enough, okay, the inventory is the only other thing. I've got a few bags, all that need to be aggregated together, so I'll just drop them. Clicked on the settings, it allowed me to change it, and I'm just going to drag everything into the same bag. I'm not going to worry much about that. But now, at least when I open the bag, I'm only going to have one bag open, so it opens it and closes it. Okay. Some people like having
demands rejected.
multiple.
We can no longer hold hope that the Gwetherine shall stay their hands in this battle.
Some people like having multiple bags, and that's all good. Okay, so I've got this on auto run, and I'll go through the keys that I've actually got for that. But let's have a look. So if I hit 4, it automatically targets, and double clicking on it will take me in and actually start battling. So double clicking on a melee will actually take me in. It'll turn me round if I actually need to, and just give me good facing, which is what I want. And then mouse moving will give me, let me move. I'll actually take this archer out and take these two out. Champion is really quite good when it comes to melee, especially in the introductory area. And we'll just keep going. Jump is space. Now, as I said, I've reset the keys, the keyboard settings a little bit, and I'll actually show you that just for my own convenience.
One of the Gwetherine rode westward and scattered our numbers, but the other
Okay, so you can see the numbers there. So 4 will get me in there. Double click on it will close because I set the auto close. Set enable combat movement in, so it's allowing me to double click and just run to the next one and take it out, which is so much easier in a tab based system. Auto targeting and auto combat. And double click the mouse, left and right mouse to just drive with the mouse. Okay. Might want to decrease that just a little bit to get it underneath that. So I will change that again. Go to UI settings and quest tracker. Let's decrease the size of the quest tracker to something more useful. Okay, I think maybe 275 will do. Move the quest tracker down. Okay, that looks better. Maybe even move it up 1. Nope, that puts them in conflict with each other. Okay, that will do. Let's go back to the combat. Auto targeting, movement, which is good. Just hitting all the skills when they become available, and that's the end of that combat. So now I have to click on the
prince
quest.
is fortunate to have survived his father's attack on the Black Gate.
Okay, and
Quatherin's words trouble me.
oops, I have to go back. This is all fairly straightforward. There's not much I can do about this. It takes about 25 minutes to run the initial quest, the initial starter zone. If you actually log out of it, it will take you back to the very beginning. So it's good to run it in one go, obviously. But talk to Kilgallad.
Our paths are now divided, dear friend. May the
Talk
light
to-
of the Valar shine upon us.
Okay, I have.
At your service. Or perhaps you are at mine.
Now I have some things to take out here. And goblin drudges and try and activate the barrels. So let's go and take these on. Again, should just be one hitting them at this point with the champion. Let's go and take another one. Double click will close, which is really useful. And then clicking again will target another creature if it's in range. Let's go down here. I'll take this one out. Okay, we'll keep going. Double click, close. So, this is my intention is to. That's 3. Let's get the others. There's 2 over. There's 1 over here. Double click. Let's have some fun doing some fighting. That's 4. Now this the high elf used not to be part of the free to play, but they've changed it recently, or recently enough, that you can now play the high elf. Now I like the high elf for various reasons, and I'll discuss those in the future, but there's 2 nice advantages for the champion. You get 2-handed sword, damage increases by 5%, and you get a 10% out of combat run speed eventually as well. So those are 2 nice changes, 2 nice advantages to running a high elf. But you can choose obviously anything that you want within reason, as long as you don't have to pay LOTRO points for it.
Your tale troubles
at this
me, my
point.
friend. For Omroth spoke of a terrible figure that passed with an elf slung across his steed.
Yeah, I'll let them have this conversation, and while they're having this conversation, I'll look at the other options that I want. If I want to change auto loot is a nice example. So loot. So if I type in loot in the search, it gives me some options, and always loot all I'm going to turn on, because I like always looting everything, and I have that on for every one of my characters. The ability to, when you kill something, you auto loot it. I mean, it really is that simple. It is one of the really nice advantages to this game that you can auto loot. There are things like filters, but okay, so I'll just go into options. So there is a plugin manager. Now there are many plugins in the game. I usually would use a significant number, probably a dozen or so. These are all the ones that I've got loaded. I've got a video on how to do that, but at the moment I'm just going to add the plugin manager to what was the third plugin manager. Where are we? Plugin manager. Accept. So now the plugin manager is there. If I want to get access to it, I can configure it. I've configured it to be there. Okay.
If the Witch King has taken Theleron to the Overlook, we must pass through the Easterling.
Let's go and do this. So yeah, the plugin manager is really useful. Yeah, that's not the only thing that I will add, but at this point in time I've got, okay, so that character is now in the way. So I'll move them to there so that any character I've got coming with me is now visible in that location. So that was Control / to move that around. Now I'm expecting a lot of you will know a lot of this, but there will be people that are very new to LOTRO that I expect will also watch these, and this should give you some idea of how to play and what to do with the user interface to make things interesting or visible. Now there's a lot of graphics options and things like that, and I'll discuss those probably not in this video. Okay, we've got some auto combat, auto close. Again, it redirected because I hit the melee. It'll close in on it. I can actually do the fighting. Close again and return me so that I get my advantage. So the forward arcing skills actually work. Okay, so just a convenience to be able to double click and attack. Okay, so let's keep going. So yeah, auto loot is on. Now there isn't anything to loot at this point, but when the time comes that will fill out. The vast majority of the enhancements in this game come from LOTRO points. That's the in-game currency. Now you can grind a whole heap of LOTRO points using various methods, and I'm going to be showing some of those in future videos with this character, because it's important to know. But especially in the first 20 odd levels, to get the hang of LOTRO points and what you can do with them is important. But okay, so we've got the Witch King, and this is going to freeze the character, and we'll go from there. There's a conversation that's going to go on. You can see the conversation down here. Now I'm actually going to turn off a couple of channels. I'm going to turn off world chat. I'm going to turn off trade. I'm going to turn off looking for fellowship. So that will stop those channels from turning up. And now this was in the second age, I think. Now we're going through to the third age. These characters was level 110, now dropped to level 1. Okay, so get out of here, mumble again. Okay, and this is the beginning of the process. So it's taken us 20 minutes to get to here, but that's okay because there's been some configuration to do. This little down arrow allows you to change what you've got. So if I want to change bag 2 to filters, for example, filters allows you to filter loot and quests and sounds out of the game, so that if you filter certain loot, you just never get that loot again. You can do it account wide, or you can do it for individual characters, and I'll probably end up doing that. Okay, I'll actually let Elrond do the walk. So yes, you can filter and filter by sounds. If I record the in-game sounds, it shows what's actually happening, and I can actually choose to turn things off. So if I filter the banner flap, banner flap 2, banner flap 3, the UI error message, I can turn that off. Not that I really want to. Stop. Okay, so that's 3. If I would record again, so I missed banner flap 1, button press 1, elf epic 1, stop, record again, and you can see all of the sounds. There are some clicking in, but yeah, so they have all turned off. So you can just, if something's really annoying you, a sound is really annoying you, you can just turn it off in the game. You can do it for the individual characters, or you can do it account wide. It is so nice, as well as filtering quests and as well as filtering loot. But that is, so I'm actually going to get rid of those because I don't mind the sounds. Okay, so they're back. You can hear that they're back. It's just a nice quality of life addition. Okay, he's going to go and ask me to go and check on another character. Now I don't think I'm missing anything else. Graphics, you can see I'm running at 4K. Yeah, gamma level. I always have the gamma level quite high, 1.42, because I really like being able to see things, especially in dark areas. It's just so nice.
Much has changed since we last traveled together from the LOTRO, my friend.
Got some extra quests extra items. I'll go and pick those up. So you can see what the quest is over here. And we'll go and gather extra belongings, jeweler's case. Now this is a free to play account, so it's all of this is available. Yeah, okay, so I want to move where that progress bar is, undoubtedly. I like having it up there, so it's easily visible for me. Okay, let's talk to Elrond.
Eladon and Elrohir
Now,
are to
I
follow an
want-
expedition to the ruins of Edthelion, and they shall see you to Celandine in the course of their travels.
I'll actually choose the honed blade, even though I will go for the greater blade at a later time. I don't want to be stuck with something really low, and let's put all of these in. So I've got all of these to run with. Okay, and now we'll talk to Elra here, and we will get out
The
of here.
uncertain father has told you all about the journey ahead. But do not worry. The matter of his dream need not trouble you.
Okay, so we are now out in the main questing area. There's a number of quests have just turned up. I'm just close all of these. So I want that quests to be moved as well, because I've changed where all the user interface is. I'm already interacting with this. It's not going to let me. So I'll just finish this. Now there is a frill density which I've got set at very low, but if you set it up high, you can see it's got a whole heap of extra frills in the just on the ground. So there's a lot of extra stuff. Now I tend to have that very low, like 0.4, just purely and simply because I like having a very small, I like it being sparse. Other people have it higher. That's their call. Other than that, I've got pretty much, I've played around with the settings. I'd have the volumes down, just keep the music going. But other than that, chat, I've had a look at that. Quick slots, I actually usually have 3, but I'll actually drop it down to 2. Because I don't expect to use a huge amount more than that for a free-to-play account. But you can have up to 5, and I'll just right-click on these, and I'm interacting with something. Oops, what's that doing there? Okay, so that's actually in the wrong spot. Yeah. That's docking it. Oh, it looks like I can't go. I can't turn off dock 3. Okay, that's fine. When I close my inventory, they will disappear. I usually put that there, so it will. You can fill these slots, Controls, Alt, and Shift to get access to them. And I'll actually set the milestone at the moment to Celandine. I'm interacting with these. Okay, so it's not going to let me until I. And then the other one, I'll decline that as well. So now I can set my milestone. Yep, set to Celandine. And I will actually, so you can see that's now changed to Celandine. And I'll wear the gear that came with it, and it's going to be better than what I've got. Right clicking on it, I'll put some potions over there. Cloak, chest, leggings, another ring, which I will actually use. Shoulders, cloak that doesn't have just a normal cloak, pauldrons and helm, and use that better sword. In fact, I'm actually, C for character, I'm actually using the 2 of them, so I want the better one as my main, which means I'll have to right click to put the other one. So now I've got 2-handed weapons. I will actually end up going for a single weapon, Okay, you can turn things off. So I clicked auto sort my inventory, so it's all down there now. But I will continue this in the next video. Thank you for watching and look forward to, okay, let's see, I've got new mail. Okay, I've got to go and do the mail. I'll just click on the mailbox, it opens the mail. Double click on it, it's just information, and I'll delete it. Don't show it again, click yes. So now it's going to close. Okay, and I need to specialize. Well, I may as well do the specialization now. I'm actually going to run yellow line, spec 3, and I'll worry about putting points in next time. Okay. Thank you all for watching, and as I said, I will catch you in the next video. Bye all.